Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to English with Ikram. Today's video is very important for English Lectureship Test because today I am going to discuss 30 very important MCQs from literature. This is part 1. Today I am going to start literature series, and in today's video I will discuss 30 MCQs from general literature. These MCQs may be from poetry, from prose, from novels, from dramas, from history. It will be a general video, general literature based MCQs video. इसके बाद फिर मैं टॉपिक वाइज, फॉर एग्जांपल हिस्ट्री ऑफ लिटरेचर, तो उसमें से एक पार्ट रोमांटिक से या किसी एक पोइट पे बेस्ड MCQs होंगे, या किसी एक नॉवलिस्ट पे, किसी एक ड्रामाटिस्ट पे, किसी एक एज पे, किसी एक पीरियड पे. तो टुडेज़ वीडियो इज़ जनरल लिटरेचर बेस्ड MCQs वीडियो. लास्ट तक वीडियो देखें और इंशाल्लाह आपके आने वाले टेस्ट में आई हैव सेलेक्टेड दीज MCQs फ्रॉम डिफरेंट पास्ट पेपर्स. लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड. MCQ number 1. A type of literature characterized by its particular subject or style is called. You might have studied literature. First of all, I will give you 5 to 10 seconds. Just guess the right option. I will give 4 options, but only the right option will be seen over there. आपको स्क्रीन पे सिर्फ राइट ऑप्शन नज़र आएगा. मैं 4 ऑप्शन दूंगा, पहले आप खुद गेस करेंगे. ओके, 30 MCQs हैं. The video may be a bit long, so I will go a bit fast. A type of literature characterized by its particular subject or style is called genitive, genius, renown, genre. Just 5 seconds for your option, the time for you to select the right option. And the option is genre, right? Number 2, by the middle of 14th century, Danish was the native language of all classes. By the middle of the 14th century, Danish was the native language of all classes. English, Latin, French or Greek. The right option is English. English was the native language of all the classes by 14th century, middle of 14th century. Okay, number 3, next. Characters are mentioned in Chaucer's prologue. How many? 27, 28, 29 or 30. Danish characters are mentioned in Chaucer's prologue. Chaucer's का जो prologue है उसमें कितने characters mention है? The options are 27, 28, 29 or 30. And the right option is 30. 30 characters are mentioned in Chaucer's prologue. Next. Spirits in the Rape of Lock are called. Rape of Lock is a very popular poem. Rape of Lock में जो spirits हैं, which are called ghost, spirits, supernatural machinery, none of these. What do you think? What's the right option over here? Spirits in the Rape of the Lock are called. The right option is supernatural machinery. Right? Next, love affair was the chief dish of the ladies of upper class in 18th century. Listen once more. Love affair was the chief dish of the ladies of upper class in 18th century. The options are passion, B, obsession, C, occupation, and D, none of these. And the right option is obsession. Love affair was the chief obsession of the ladies of upper class in 18th century. The next, Milton was born in. There are different cities: Oxford, Wales, Rome, London. What was the city of birth of John Milton? Milton was born in London. The right option is London. Next, the Paradise Lost was completed in? Paradise Lost, a very popular, very renowned poem of book of John Milton. It was completed in 1663, 1660, 1650 and 1620. Milton's Paradise Lost was completed in, the right option is 1663. The Paradise Lost is written in regular, B. blank words, C. both A and B, and D. none of these. How was the Paradise Lost was written? The right option is the Paradise Lost is written in blank words. That's a type of poetry, you know. Number next, a short poem or phrase that expresses an idea in a clever or amusing way is called. A short poem or phrase that expresses an idea in a clever and amusing way is called, the options are an epic, an epigram, epilogue, or none of these. A short poem or phrase that expresses an idea in a clever and amusing way, that is called, the right option is epigram. Number next, the Paradise Lost was published in. The Paradise Lost was published in 1667, 1670, 1652 or 1680. When was the Paradise Lost published? The right option is the Paradise Lost was published in 1667. Number next, Second Defense of English People. Second Defense of English People was written in English, French, Latin or Greek. It was written by John Milton, you know. Second Defense of English was English People was written in which language? It was written in English. Number next, in the novel Paradise Lost, in the novel Pride and Prejudice, the Bennet family lives in the village of Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. The Bennet family lives in a village of Pemberley, Longbourn, Rosenings, London. The right option is, in the novel Pride and Prejudice, the Bennet family lives in the village of Pemberley. The right option over here is Pemberley. Number next, Elizabeth's best friend is named as. Again, this is from Pride and Prejudice. Elizabeth's best friend is named as dash in Pride and Prejudice. Mrs. Phillips, Charlotte Lucas, Miss Bingley, none of these. What was the name of the best friend of Elizabeth in Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen? So Elizabeth's best friend is named as, the right option is Charlotte Lucas in Pride and Prejudice. Number next, Pride and Prejudice depicts dash marriages in all. There are certain marriages which have been depicted by Jane Austen and Pride and Prejudice. How many marriages are there? कितनी शादियाँ हुई थी इसमें? Pride and Prejudice depicts 4 marriages, 5, 6 or 7. And the right option is Pride and Prejudice depicts 5 marriages in all. Right? Next, Francis Bacon was born on dash in London. The date of birth, March 27, 1562, B. October 16, 1563, C. September 3, 1561, D. January 22, 1561. And what do you think? What's the right option? Right option is option D. Francis Bacon was born on January 1561 in London. ये बात भी ध्यान में रखते हैं. Number next, according to Beckham, by pens men reach greater dash. According to Beckham, by pens men reach greater dash. The options are greater pens, greater post, greater wealth, or greater fame. That's a very popular line by Francis Bacon. And the right option is, according to Bacon, by pens men reach greater pains. The right option is option A, pains. Okay, number next. In his childhood, Russell was interested in Bertrand Russell was interested in philosophy, chemistry, physics, or mathematics. Childhood was interested in one of these four different sciences, different subjects in his childhood, and the right option is, in his childhood, Bertrand Russell was interested in mathematics. Number next. Gulliver finds no concepts of dash in yahoos. You might have studied Gulliver Travels. Gulliver finds no concept of dash in yahoos. What? Greed, dishonesty, falsehood, or morality? The right option is, Gulliver finds no concepts of morality in yahoos. The right option is morality. Next, Francis Bacon belonged to art-loving family, middle class, aristocratic family, or poor family. What should be the right option? If you have studied Francis Bacon came of middle class. The right option over here is middle class. The next, Bacon was intellectually great but morally weak is said by, किसने कहा था ये? Bacon was intellectually great but morally weak. This is said by Dryden, Pope, Marlowe, or T.S. Eliot. Who said this about Francis Bacon? This was said by Pope. Pope said that Bacon was intellectually strong, intellectually great, but morally weak. Next, I have taken all knowledge to be my province is the claim of. I have taken all knowledge to be my province is the claim of. ये किसका claim था? Bacon, Bertrand Russell, Aristotle, or Jonathan Swift. And this was the claim of. The right option is Francis Bacon. I have taken all knowledge to be my province. This was the claim of Francis Bacon. Next, in Gulliver Travel, Swift paints a dog picture of what? In Gulliver's Travels, Jonathan Swift depicts or paints a dog picture of what? Religion, poetry, drama, or political institution and manners. किस चीज़ की डार्क पिक्चर की मंजरकशी करता है, पेंट करता है जोनाथन स्विफ्ट अपनी गुलिवर ट्रैवल में? रिलीजन की, पोइट्री की, ड्रामा की, या पॉलिटिकल इंस्टीट्यूशंस और मैनर्स की? एंड द राइट ऑप्शन इज political institutions and manners. In Gulliver Travel, Swift paints a dark picture of political institutions and manners. Next, tragic history of Dr. Faustus opens with. The tragic history of Dr. Faustus की जो tragic history है, it opens with A. Dr. Faustus in his study. B. The speech of Wagner. C. Chorus. D. None of these. क्रिस्टोफर मार्लो की जो डॉक्टर फॉस्टस की जो ट्रेजेडी है, that opens with. The right option is chorus. there is a chorus at the start of this tragedy, Dr. Faustus. Dr. Faustus rejects which branch of science? Dr. Faustus rejects which branch of science? Divinity, chemistry, physics, or all of these? Which branch of science is rejected by Dr. Faustus? And the right option is divinity. Number next, which of the following is a tragic comedy? Out of these four, which one is the tragic comedy? Hamlet, Othello, Winter's Tale, King Lear. Which of the following is a tragic comedy? Hamlet, Othello, Winter's Tale, King Lear. The right option is Winter's Tale. Number next, Bertrand Russell was a rationalist, agnostic, a fantasy, both A and C. Both A and C. These are four options. Bertrand Russell was a rationalist, he was an agnostic, or he was a fantasy, or both A and C. And the right option is rationalist. Bertrand Russell was a rationalist. Next, a short story that teaches moral or spiritual lesson is called a short story that teaches moral or spiritual lesson is called. The options are a moral story, a parable, a fantasy, or none of these. And the right option is a short story that teaches moral or spiritual lesson is called a parable. A parable. Parable is a short story that teaches a moral or spiritual lesson. Number next, Hardy is believed to be a novelist, is believed to be a options: pessimist, pragmatist, both A and B, or none of these. Thomas Hardy is believed to be a pessimist. There is pessimism in his novels. Next, Charles Dickens was a Danish novelist. You might have studied Charles Dickens. Dickens was a Danish novelist. The options are romantic, Victorian, both A and B, or none of these. And the right option is Charles Dickens was a Victorian novelist. Next, Machiavelli was a Danish philosopher. Machiavelli was a Danish philosopher. German, Italian, Spanish, or French? Machiavelli was an Italian philosopher. So dear students, those who are making preparation for lectureship, English lectureship, these were 30 very important MCQs, those are which I have taken from different past papers, and I hope that you will come across such sort of MCQs in your coming paper that's going to be held on 14 September. आपका आने वाला टेस्ट जो है इंग्लिश लेक्चर्स का वो अनाउंस कर दिया कि PPSC ने 14 सितंबर को आपका टेस्ट है, और उसमें लैंग्वेज के साथ साथ तो मैंने बहुत सारी वीडियोस अपलोड कर दी है मेरे चैनल पे। प्लेलिस्ट है KPPSC टेस्ट, वहाँ पे आप जाएं और लैंग्वेज बेस्ड जितनी भी वीडियोस हैं, और इस तरह ईटा NTS की सीरीज़ है, उसमें ग्रामर बेस्ड सारी लैंग्वेज बेस्ड हैं, वो देखें। फिर लिटरेचर की जो वीडियोस हैं KPPSC की, उसमें आप जाएं, वीडियोस देखें, इंशाल्लाह आपकी क्वालिटी प्रिपरेशन होगी। तो ये लिटरेचर की पहली वीडियो थी, लिटरेचर बेस्ड MCQs हैं उनकी पहली वीडियोस थी। अब इससे इंशाल्लाह ये सीरीज़ चलती रहे।